Let's take a quick look at silver and gold, see how they finished up the week. We're starting with the energy panel because I believe the energy context is important to consider as we're looking at silver and gold, looking at any of the financial markets right now, actually. The cost of energy plays into everything. Doesn't matter what you want to talk about. There is an element in its cost, whether it's a service, a product, whatever. There is a element of the cost of that service or product that is directly related to energy. And so as energy rises in price, everything else rises in price, i.e. inflation. We've got a spike in inflation headed our way because of energy prices and a number of other factors that I won't belabor in this video. What I see in the panel this week is that everything has not only pushed back above $100, but pretty much has established that level as support, tested the $100 level as support, and then headed back higher. The only case where that is not true is WTI spot. They managed to close just below $100 on Friday. And keep in mind that we have record level releases right now coming from the SPR. And I think we're at least the second week where that is true. One of the concerns about drawing the SPR down too quickly is that the sides of the salt domes, our SPR is mostly stored in salt domes, the sides of those domes may collapse, have structural issues if we draw the SPR down too quickly. What really stands out to me in this panel of energy prices is the this is gasoline futures up almost 8% last week. Now I did a little bit of research. That 8% increase in that futures price won't directly translate into an additional 8% increase in fuel price at gas at the pump, but it will. Point I want to make is that gasoline prices are going to continue rising. We're headed into driving season. Gas future prices are up, availability is down. Anyway, the context for silver and gold right now involves what's going on with energy. In my mind, we have a comeuppance is the word that comes to mind. We have an adjustment period ahead of us at some point when the financial markets acknowledge this change in the cost of energy. Now the talking heads, their story is, gasoline prices are going to drop like a stone or a rock. Maybe I think it was a rock. They're not. Gasoline prices are they rise quickly. And so this increase in RBOB gas futures, we'll see that at the pump quickly. Gasoline prices come down slowly. And so even if, we were back to Skittles and rainbows in the Middle East come Monday morning, gasoline prices are not going to come down quickly. That's not the way they behave. So anyway, context. Let's get Brian to stop babbling and let's talk about silver and gold. So silver in the daily time frame, we got some nice action. This was Thursday where we had silver testing, $71, $72 and got a nice bounce. And then follow through on Friday. Got another, it looked like, silver trying to push up and test its 50-day moving average again, and then sold off a little bit in the afternoon session, but it closed at 75. And so, silver's hanging in there. In a technical downtrend, sideways consolidation, any number of ways to describe this current behavior, but silver's hanging right in there. Same with gold. Albeit, they are in technical downtrends. MACD in both silver and gold in bear mode. And I didn't elaborate in the last video. MACD in bear mode is a confirmation or suggestive factor that whatever vehicle you're looking at is in a downtrend, that the primary trend is to the downside when MACD is in bear mode. And the flip side of that, when MACD is in bull mode, both of the indicator lines in MACD are above the zero level. That's the zero level. The vehicle is in bull mode, and the primary trend is to the upside. So anyway, some bullish factors on Thursday and Friday, but big picture, I believe we're still in a downtrend in both silver and gold. The bigger picture, the adjustment that I was referring to, the economic adjustment to acknowledge $100 oil as a floor price, not a ceiling price, and whatever gasoline prices are going to do, that adjustment could cause one of two behaviors in the precious metals, in my opinion. One, the fear trade could drive money into the precious metals, physical, or it could pull it out. And so, based on what we've seen in the last couple of months, more reasonable to expect that a financial panic is going to pull money out of the precious metals. I'm not going to see silver and gold do some shooting to the moon in the next couple of weeks, in my opinion. We looked at this chart in our last video. I added the simple trend line just to show Friday's activity. It is pushing up towards perhaps a test of that trend line. We'll see. But again, MACD still in bear mode on a sell signal. I didn't make the point in my last video. What I wanted to suggest is that we could have another 2 full months. We could see another 2 months of sideways action in silver. If that does occur, I'd like to see a test of the 200-day moving average. Just that would make me feel more comfortable. So that's where we're at in silver and gold, and I will talk to you soon, folks.